All right, you want to talk about the Ospreay interview?
Yeah, I guess this is one of the big things on the show.
Okay, so Tony Schiavone's in the ring with Will Ospreay. Last week, our friend Take a had jumped Ospreay and Ricochet and ruined their match. It was double disqualification, thrown out, whatever. The question Tony's asking Ospreay, do you think was Don Fallis behind this? Did he send Take in there? And Ospreay said, yeah, we thought we'd get this settled, but now me and Ricochet are equal because of the interference. No, they should have never said that because you're equal with a fucking underneath guy. Jesus Christ, know how to be a main event guy. Say we could have settled things, and I was on the way to winning when whatever. But nevertheless, Ospreay says, I want answers from Don. Get Don out here. And Don comes out to the horrible one-chord music again. So is he back to being a heel now because he's been a jovial, beneficent color commentator? For some of the matches we've seen recently, he hasn't been heelish or done anything. He gets in the ring and he goes to hug Ospreay, and Ospreay refuses the hug. And then Don starts trying to talk, and the AEW audience has picked up the Dominic Mysterio thing, and they boo over him, so he has to yell over him. But Ospreay's trying to badger it out of him. Did you send Take a Shit? Yes or no? And Don's like, you don't need to know. You need to know this. And no. Did you send him? And they go back and forth. And finally, Don says, yes. Yes, I sent him. Because you wouldn't listen. So I showed you who makes the decisions in the family. Brian, didn't he just let Ospreay out of the family a couple months ago when Ospreay went up and said, hey, Don, I'd like to be out of the family?
Yeah, that's what happened.
And then he was out of the family. But then Don asked him to team with Felcher for the tag team tournament. But since they didn't win the tag team titles, they no longer team. So why does Ospreay need to listen to Don to begin with?
He doesn't.
Well, yeah.
I didn't realize you're actually asking. He doesn't. It's ridiculous.
And the whole thing doesn't make any sense. Who's the baby face? Who's the heel? Why is this guy on this guy's side? Why are these people teaming against these other people when they don't like each other? It has been incoherent. And so then Don said he was mad that Ospreay wouldn't use the screwdriver. And Ospreay was pissed at Don, and they continued breaking up. And then finally, Don slapped Ospreay, and Ospreay gave Don a flying Beal across the ring. And then there's Take a Shit. And he jumps Ospreay. But Ospreay starts fighting back, and then here comes Felcher. But Felcher is friends with Ospreay, so Ospreay won't hit him. But as he turns, Take suplexes Ospreay, and then Don tells Kyle to stab Ospreay with a screwdriver. Boy, I wonder if he took that flying Beal across the ring with a screwdriver in his pocket. Can you imagine if he'd have stood up and had impaled his fucking heart? So Kyle refuses to stab Ospreay with the screwdriver because even though Don is his manager and he's a heel, he's friends with Ospreay, who's the baby face that's getting the shit kicked out of him by his other friend in the family, Take a Shit, who's a heel. And then Take a Shit just knocks the shit out of Ospreay. And then Ricochet comes out, and Take a Shit bails out, and Ricochet gives the belt to Ospreay, who is back up and apparently in possession of his faculties. What the fuck is going on here?
The Callis family coming apart, and you have to wonder if Fletcher will eventually turn on Ospreay, as they've been teasing for a while, or if he'll also leave the Callis family, who apparently has members we don't even know about. He sold several to Jake Roberts earlier this episode that we've never seen him with.
Well, he had those people just hanging out in the warehouse. He put them on clearance.
I don't know why anyone who watches AEW would take Don Callis seriously. He's a heel, he's a face, he's on commentary, he's just telling jokes with the other commentators. But he is a screwdriver. You know, all of this would have been a lot more tolerable if it was like anything else. You know, if it was a brick, if it was a rock like Darby used, that would be more tolerable than a something that could kill the person right away. It's bad. The Don Callis stuff has always been poorly thought out.